Morning everyone, welcome to our first session in putting our special Easter brunch together for our loved ones. Yesterday we successfully made these lovely brioche baps that came out quite well. As I said in the blog, we're going to just use the one type of bread across 3 different recipes. Some people have had difficulty finding yeast. I wouldn't worry about that. Just you can bake some lovely yeast-free bread. Gary from Tartine Restaurant had a lovely recipe up during the week, so I'll post a link to that on the blog. Or if there's some loaf, or this is some nice sliced sourdough that we had in our freezer, that would work just as well. So don't worry, there's loads of substitutions possible. So the 3 dishes that we're going to try today, we're going to do a version of our very popular French rooms croissant, which is egg dipped. It's baked, then we decide what we're going to do with it. We're going to add cheese, we put it back in the oven to melt the cheese. We can serve it with bacon, we can serve it with fried eggs, and guests often ask for a drizzle of honey. I don't happen to have any honey today, but you can decide what you have in the back of the cupboard and adapt. Now we don't have croissants, we're going to use the brioche as I said, so I'm going to just get that into the egg mixture. And typically this is your egg, sugar and a little drop of milk, and I'll have the recipe on the blog. But typically it's best to use bread that is not fresh, so get away with stale bread on this one. I'm just going to pop those in and let them soak while we're talking through the other dishes. So the other dish we're going to show you today is an eggs forestière. So eggs benedict is very popular in the French rooms, and we normally use a slow cooked ham hock. Again, don't have it, but I thought it'd be nice to do a non-meat version of a brunch. So we're again going to use our brioche. We're going to toast it. And then I've got some nice flat cap mushrooms which I've cooked, sautéed in butter, and some poached eggs, and then I'm going to demonstrate how to make the delicious Hollandaise sauce. So that's dish number 2. And then finally we're going to do a very simple bacon butty using the brioche that we made yesterday. Some lovely streaky bacon. We like to use streaky bacon. It's got exceptional flavour because of the additional fat, but also it's really quick to cook. So it's one of those ones that you'll be able to turn around with the smallest amount of stress. So those are our 3 dishes. So I'm just going to just demonstrate the Hollandaise sauce next. So now we're going to make the Hollandaise sauce, and if you follow the recipe, we've put the white wine vinegar with the bay leaf and the black peppercorns in a little saucepan, and we've reduced it down and we just let it cool a little bit. Here we have some boiling water, not boiling, it's simmering away at a low heat. So we've got our vinegar reduction in there, and then we've got our lovely egg yolks. So I'm going to pop the egg yolks in, and then I'm going to slowly add the clarified butter, which is the melted butter, and I've skimmed off the fat solids, which you can see there. The ice is a little kitchen hack which we might have to use, but if not, we will cover that in the blog. So I'm just going to add in the lovely orange free range Glenballyamon eggs. Beautiful. And get that going there. It's just going to cook nicely and not scramble on us, which is important. Okay, and then we're going to slowly start to add in the butter. And it's quite good to use a saucepan with a lip. Okay, this is coming together very nicely. Lots of stirring. And yeah, it was a little bit thick, so I added a touch of just like a tablespoon of hot water, and that's definitely helped it. And if it had started to curdle on me, I have the ice beside me here, but luckily it's all pouring my way today. So I'm just going to add the last ingredient, which is the juice of half a lemon. And this is really to taste, so I'm not going to put it all in. It's really important to taste as you go, just to ensure that the combination of flavors are right. And then finally we'll be seasoning it at the end before we serve it. So just going to give that a taste. Yeah, it's really good. Right, so we're getting on great here. We've got the hollandaise made, which is probably the trickiest thing that we'll be making this morning. I've just put the bacon and the flat cap mushroom in the oven. I'm starting my eggs. I've got the water on for the poach, and I'm frying some fried eggs at the back. So the French toast brioche has been soaking away here. You can just see it's nicely soaked in the egg mixture. So we're going to get that out and put it on the tray, pop it in the oven. And then for the bacon bap and the eggs forestière, we're just going to toast these. But again, I'm just going to stick them in the oven. And then we'll be almost ready to plate up. Right, so we're almost there. We're ready to plate up. Now again, just to repeat, we're doing 3 different dishes today. But our suggestion would be, if you haven't tackled something like hollandaise before, just choose one of the 3 and maybe do a different dish each morning if that suits. Don't put yourself under any pressure. So we're going to plate up. So I'm going to do the eggs forestière. And again, remember, you can just use bacon, you can use tomato, whatever you've got. Or maybe you have access to some nice ham. That is delicious. So I've toasted the brioche that we've made. And then that's our lovely buttery mushrooms on top. And then I've just poached 2 free-range eggs, which I'm going to pop on top. Lovely. There we are. And then finally we are going to add some of the lovely hollandaise. Not too much, it's very buttery, and as I said in the blog, you can use this lovely sauce if you're having steak or maybe roast beef over Easter, or you can basically use it just simply on poached eggs. Absolutely delicious, but it is very rich, so a small dollop goes a long way. So that's that one complete. So that was quite simple to put together. And we've got a herb garden here at the house, which provides us, the French rooms, with all our herbs. So we have a bit of an abundance at the moment, so we are garnishing everything that moves. But it is an opportunity if you've got a windowsill during the lockdown and can get your hands on a packet of seeds. It's a really nice, easy thing to grow. So that's just some chives, chopped chives. We've got garlic ones, but these are just the original flavour. Right, right, on to the bacon butty. We love our bacon, streaky bacon, really crispy, but it's up to yourself as to how long you cook it for. So we've got the toasted brioche bap, and then I'm just going to pile that with some nice streaky bacon. When you're using the brioche, it is optional to add some additional butter. You could have buttered them before popping them in the oven. But if you saw the amount of butter that we have used in the recipe, just thought maybe to hold back on that, the additional butter. It's buttery enough. So there we go, we just put the top on, and I think as a nice accompaniment, just some basic tomato ketchup. We use a lovely tomato and onion chutney at the French rooms, but again, we haven't got the ingredients today to make that, but maybe on another occasion. And then finally, our French toasted brioche. So you remember that we dipped it, we popped it in the oven, so it kind of puffed up really nicely. It's so nice and soft. And then we just added some grated Gruyere to it, popped it back in the oven to melt, and then it's ready for plating up. So we're going to add some bacon, but obviously you can do a non-meat version if you wish. Nice crispy bacon, and let's pop a fried egg. Fried egg on. And then finally, this nice top. There we are. Those are our 3 brunch dishes that you could try out over the weekend. We've got the lovely brioche forestière, bacon bap, and the French toast brioche, which you can adapt. I've just done some tomatoes on the side with a little, it's quite a sharp Turkish dressing. I'll add the recipe to the blog, but I think it's quite nice with all the eggs and butter that we've used. Something on the side with a bit of sharpness, I think will work very nicely. So enjoy!